Furina's hard work paid off.
The soil renewed. The Sfina di Rasula tax post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Sfina di Rasula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future.
Again, I don't know what I just witnessed. That is too much for me to witness. It's dang, those are awesome. I hope there's like somebody to talk about like what is going on. But bruh, oh, it's so amazing.
Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, Booner Brain of the Fontaine Research Institute.
We already see this on the previous part. I cannot stop smiling when I start seeing that. I was correct, it's like the Bible. Wait, what? It's like, yeah. We already see it, it's literally building. Now it's finally come to play. Even though it's floated, at least that have been prepared in the first place. The floating, bro, it's just like the Bible story now. Gosh darn it.
The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
Well, they might have been really big shot from the start. We just didn't meet them in that capacity. Now the question is, so what happened to Furina then? Again, her weeping on her throne because she is in despair after all of the thing that she have worked, after all of her, I know, just trying super hard, it end up being like that.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down.
Again, Furina got light upon from the Fossilor. Fossilor lied to her, or not lied to her, just make her play her part. And yeah, deceive her actually, because in the end, the prophecy happened. She lied and tell her that it will not happen, in order to deceive the heavenly principle. But and again, all of that is just for this ending here. But in the end, well, the Archon is lost. I wonder what happened to the Gnosis now. There's no longer any Archon here. There is Furina on the other hand. That, well, now she lives as a human. She is part of the Archon, but not the Archon.
The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
The article do make me curious about how things will play out actually.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed.
You what?
And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on, let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
I actually want to separate the previous part to this part, because this is the finale. Wait, also with the childish stuff as well. So what happened then? We know this is Tear Among the Stars. So what happened from here on out? I'm gonna keep continuing this until the end. If it took 1 hour, that is probably gonna be separate from the original stuff, so we'll just see. The finale. And yeah, I feel so bad for Furina. She got lied onto. She's so pure and innocent. She just have to play part and have to act in order to, well, to make everybody feel like, yeah, something like that. She like works so hard at everything. I wonder what happened to the gnosis.
Navia! Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Hmm? Oh, the Fatui are here too. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
So in the end, people that got dissolved actually is gone. We got another victim on. Oh, that is so sad. Every region, it seems like we just got a victim. Well, Mondstadt one, we learned there's a victim.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats.
What is about stray cats? Okay.
But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
Yeah, people, after the flood, well, it got flood again. People are here to literally reconstruct everything.
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clorand?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Clarence gonna say like, I'm scared. I'm scared for my life.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake? Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Clorand, at any rate. Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
I really hope Furina is here. I'm just still so worried about her.
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it?
You are always cute, alright?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
Charlotte takes more picture of the Poison.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
And she's gone.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clorand.
Okay.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Oh, you already knew she was going?
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillet, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
You also know?
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media?
I see.
I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first. Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
That's the Pozan. We're about to go Mare Pit, and then we're gonna ask a lot of questions towards the end.
You seem curious about the fortress.
Of course. That Risley. I still remember going down to the fortress to grill him for information on my father's case. Boy, did he take me for a ride. Without telling me anything, of course.
But he did invite you to tea, didn't he?
2 large pots of it, in fact. It was good tea, though.
And we know he loved tea.
I have to agree. The tea there is very good.
Speaking of that, would you like to have some today? I mean, you've got time, right?
Yeah, right, you too.
Well, I'd be partial to some shortbread.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Fatui. Yeah, you gotta just close your eyes.
Wow, it's like we've got a menu or something. Sure.
Good.
What flavor of biscuits would you like, Mr. Snezhevich?
Never mind, you also are part of this.
Me? I'm fine with anything. But I would prefer chocolate, should you have it.
All right. Leave it to me.
I'll go over the newly arrived supplies with you later, Mr. Snezhevich. We should be able to finish the preparatory work today.
That works great for me.
Huh. Is it just me, or did you get a new lipstick?
I did. It was a gift from Sijuin. Want to give it a try? I think the color would suit you too.
Yeah, well, Sichuan gonna give that. Sichuan actually give that. I love how they mention it now. That's nice. Dear Lord, because of what happened, I couldn't be. I like Furina more now. If that makes sense. She have to endure all of that. Imagine enduring all of those. Just trying to protect people. But you didn't know it's a lie. Bro, that's just. Again, nothing can do, but that's a lot.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
I actually don't like to be here, but I think welfare meal supposedly be grabbed.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Me? I will never. Hey, Yuki's back.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
Well, you already know what happened. So that happened.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Alrighty. Let's hear what is the agreement. Actually, kind of forgot. Oh. Is the mad scientist. Hey, both of you know, might as well just marriage, you know.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need.
Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published on the cover of the Steambird?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier,
Sir, please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
Well.
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on.
I see, winning their
The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend. Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
It's on the underground. You want to take the picture, aren't you?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
Alright. Dang, Charlotte with her word. She really does know how to squeeze opportunities for all they are worth.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Couple, eek. They're like, really, Risley, you just sold us out like that?
Did you really have to use the word couple?
Yep.
Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
I know it will be more useful than it looks.
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse?
Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween, over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Can you get rid of her so we don't have to drink that?
Sure. Do I have to smile?
I mean, you will give a lot of people diabetes, so sure.
So, how have things been at the fortress?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
Well, you need to, you have to.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurrier? Miss Lurvine?
Just in case in the future you guys are in view of me, as a Risley. Who is that?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, which is a pity.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two.
You walk with Risley for a while and share news.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
Oh. But we know his master grabbed him back. Well received.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Now run before we go, before the drink.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. Until then.
Risley just
Right.
nope.
Last stop, the docks.
Let's stop the dog. We're probably gonna meet Nervlet and Furina. Again, I know got executed, but the gnosis is with Nervlet. Or not gnosis, like the power come back to Nervlet. So it's like, what happened? There's no longer gnosis. Again, for you guys that didn't know, gnosis is the dragon's power. I know I explained this a bunch of times. Gnosis is the power from the dragon that the Celestial took to give the gods their powers, aka gnosis, right? Now, for Nervlet, it's back to him. What happened?
Oh, I'd love to see you in one of Charlotte's photo shoots one day.
Is that really necessary? Our line of work doesn't really require much photographing.
It's precisely because we don't need the picture that they'll have value as keepsakes. You don't really look all that opposed to the idea,
Maybe I'm just happy that I managed to once again avoid the spotlight. I think this interview went well either way.
Yes, you successfully kept prying eyes away by using Mr. Jurrier and Miss Lurvine as shields. Very good.
Citrine, you just make some people become a meat shield. Very good.
You should be happy for them. They have a bright future ahead of them.
Well, bright future and bright... yeah.
Here are the interview notes. They mentioned that the flying ship may have many uses in the future, and the journalist asked me what I thought of them. Seriously, how would I know anything about that? Flight is just flight. Whether people want to use a flying ship to broadcast good news or organize weddings is none of my beeswax.
Why did you mention a wedding?
A wedding? Huh.
Uh, why are you looking at me like that?
So the flying ship can be used for weddings?
Okay, so we know who is interested.
I didn't say that. That journalist mentioned it, and what does that have to do with us anyway?
Ah, you baka.
True. What does that have to do with us?
You baka. Oh, and that's how you lose your opportunity. Alright, let me see my welfare. Let's see what's the quote of the day after witnessing all of those that have happened. Dang, again, I love the story quest a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna pause the story quests on YouTube. I just go out there, I do it because I have been doing it for the longest time, so. Suspicious Pozan. Seafood. Huh? Don't worry, everything will get better. At least, that's what they asked me to write. Everything indeed have become better. But yeah, again, seeing the statue, now we know who is Furina or Fossilors or what they look like. Dang, from the desert to water nations. Just, why did I jump down? Why couldn't I just use elevator like normal human? Because I'm not normal. Okay, that's easy. Lini, Fremine, and Lynette.
Paimon sees them! They really are here! How did you know?
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
I see.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket? What sort of gadget is it? It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Well,
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
Paimon? Why are you looking at us? It's only Paimon.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Easy target, my little bro.
Is this what you meant by I'll help you make some more friends?
What a good sis.
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Well, what you call the introvert and extrovert.
Sure. Please, write down my address.
Boom.
You sure are working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
I see. Sounds like that would suits him actually.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Who knows?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. So, how have things been, Traveler?
I'm doing alright. I only made a narwhal. They beat him up. That's all.
Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's alright. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Yeah, what is she, the father, is doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Furina left, Father and Monsieur Nervilette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
I'm quitting this game. Huh?
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
That's dumb. Alright, thought it could be that. That's so dumb. I was wondering what happened.
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
Well, that's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't this seem a bit irresponsible?
Yeah, sure, you save many people and stuff like that. Let me give you the power of the god. Sure, that's gonna be easy.
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's again slowly but surely. All of the the Archon have been slowly but surely giving their gnosis. And as we can see from this story quest, it seems like the principle, the Celestial, actually not a good thing. From first they stole the dragon's power, and now they are literally depending doom on these people, even though they just want to make Oceanate live as human. So I'm guessing in the end, Saritsa is literally just trying to save the nation, or the world, even.
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the Fortress of Meripede a while back.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? Paimon didn't think he'd have the time for that. But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right? What about Child?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
Fighting 24/7? Probably. Who knows how long have he fight inside that, wherever that is. So, well, I guess I can now call him one of my war buddies.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Ooh.
Father!
Oh, I thought it's new Harbinger. It's not.
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the Traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
I mean, I can also see Arlecchino as to one of the good Harbinger like Child, actually. Because not like Signora, this one is okay. This one is nice.
That is our duty as Harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks.
Now, question, can I at least see the gnosis? We already seen all of the gnosis form. This is the only one that we have not seen.
Switching my masks is something I've always done.
Will you keep to your position?
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
My mouse almost fall down and I just grab it and accidentally click. Whoopsie. Actually, I just remembered something. Please help us deliver this. Back to Child. Child is vision. Ah.
A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
So, Fossilor actually, now that I pay attention, Fossilor actually purposely do that. So, Child will not use hydropower, but the other power to fight the narwhal in the end. Because again, she is the god of Hydro. Is the Archon.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
I have another exclusive scoop.
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians.
And our upcoming rookie talent. I will. The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable.
The nymph is literally like a
Farewell.
parents. Literally like a parents and we're the like yeah, just playing around.
Farewell, Father.
Well,
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
alrighty, new gadget then.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets.
What does that hint towards?
I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now. Have a good day, you two.
I know a lot of people are gonna call
Guess
this.
we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neverlette's doing? As long as he's not so busy that he doesn't have time to chat anyway.
It's time. By the way, again, with that then, this nation is story quest, Archon quest is done. There should be no more, and if there are more, it's probably about something else. Yeah, we're gonna ask what
The
happened.
entrance to the fortress. Ooh, he really is there.
I want to see Furina at least. Because she finally, well, succeeded. She finally can live happily now. But what happened?
So, you really are here, Neverlette. Paimon didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Will he actually explain why did he give the gnosis away? We're slowly learning that after thinking, the Archon actually purposely give their gnosis. Because it doesn't serve any purpose anymore on their hand.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy and all. Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved? The whole business is still quite the mystery to us.
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Neverlet sighed softly before telling you the truth concerning what he saw that day. Puzzler deceived the heavenly principles and used Furina's endless performance to save Fontaine.
So that's what happened?
For me, I only saw Furina's part myself.
Fossilor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontainians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element.
So you pretty much get rid of the primordial sea.
Fontainians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics.
Again, the power of the god is a little bit or some part of the dragon is power, not like all.
But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontainians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Oh, so you didn't get rid of that, you turned them into actual human beings.
Fossilor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
So you could say that it was at that moment that the Fontainians were finally truly born.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too!
But again, we lose her.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Where is Furina?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
This is literally the end. About the initial verdict that was passed on to a child.
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal.
Ah, that's when he said he'd see it.
But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
For me, it's a yes. Why? Because he can control his like Hydro.
Guess Focalor had Fontainians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontainians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Yeah, that's also my question. Also, what's up with this question?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontainians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual.
Ah, I see.
Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now. Either way, seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
And talking about this further will make this game into our 18th game. What?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About Fontaine is future. Gnosis is gonna be last.
Yeah, about that.
Never mind, second one.
Risley said Furina has already left. What's that all about?
Yeah, what happened to...
Ah, Lady Furina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel.
That's good.
In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
Yeah. Bro, it's so... My heart literally break down when I learned about that. Literally, I cannot even speak a thing when that happened. Until the game forced me to speak.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function.
Wait, what?
This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
Wait, so the dragon got their power back, but the gnosis stayed. Gnosis? Wait, what?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro after Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
Deal.
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute.
Oh.
Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, I actually want to make the gnosis last, but I cannot. So let's see.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
A slap in the face, a bong in the head. What is wrong with you?
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis.
Indeed, child sacrifice a lot.
Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the gnosis's power.
Yeah, because Nervlet got his power back. The gnosis no longer, well, a thing. The gnosis' power indeed still got a power, but Nervlet as well have regained his full power. So it's just two entire different power now, if that makes sense.
As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine.
So because you don't have any use, you just give it away. But another thing, it might be better to give it to them.
If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
Do you wanna know that how many gnosis they got currently? Yeah, you know.
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Agree.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
But again, that's not all. We still don't know what did he know. Why did he give gnosis other than that? We know that there's more. About the next stop on my journey, Netherlands.
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume?
Second to last.
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Ooh. Wait.
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
I might pull for every single character there, actually.
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
I'm gonna fight a lot of dragon human looking like. My favorite.
Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
So he will be the one that we meet there. We supposedly meet him here, but yeah, but now our next stop is there.
The Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
That's all of my question. So Furina is camping somewhere, I don't know. But
hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question about the gnosis. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the gnosis had clearly changed.
yeah, what does that mean? What are you hiding? Can you tell us?
We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
Something. I hope all of it, but it's only something.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over soon as well, all right, Nervalet? Whoa!
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Ah, of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you.
Is it because that's from Celestial that they see that as a misfortune?
To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
I kinda understand actually. I don't know how to explain it.
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts, and my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
Like Royce One, there's a next time? What?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
I'm so sorry, child. Well,
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
so we're getting the reason why the Archons have given the gnosis away. They have been tortured by the Celestial this whole time.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
Which is more crazier, actually.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
Is Paimon gonna say like, oh, that's why Fenty Zhongli raided Nahida? Okay, not Raiden, but Yaimiko, but still.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
A descender. She mentioned one of them. And I am the fourth descender. We forgot about that. I forgot about that. We already know the other two. We don't know who is the third and who are the fourth. For me, this information means two things. One, that the gnosis are related to descenders. And two, that the one who came before me has already perished.
I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them.
Well, I forgot who told us that, but... Oh right, Nahida. Nahida the one that told us that.
That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
By the way, our brother is not one of the descender. That's what we heard.
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, third descender and all?
It's alright, don't worry. I won't die so easily. Splash, dead here.
That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck.
It is.
Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
Yeah, the master probably gonna try to fight us.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
She sacrificed herself. Oh, that's so annoying.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
Furina as well. It's like Furina is tired of everything. Furina got deceived. I hope her kindness stay though. She no longer need to act. But as a player that got the character like me, it doesn't show any different.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Can you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what ultimately is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Masquerade of the Guilty Chapter 4 Act 5 is done. Supposedly, there's no more stuff. But supposedly, I think we should get everything that we have. There might be more area to unlock, who knows? But that feels like that is the end. Also, again, we cannot find Furina anywhere.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
There's nothing more actually, that's the same. If I TP out of here, Nervlet is also just gone.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
With that, then that is the end of the story. Where is Furina? She's going camping. Now we know why this is the Furina. This is the Furina that we know. This is the Furina that acts as fossilers to play part on whatever she does. So that's why this is the default, the original. Those are the differences. Man, Furina actually sacrificed a lot. She tried her best to keep the everything away, but she got deceived. She didn't know. It will in the end happen. But in order for the Heavenly Principle to not know, well, she have to literally be deceived. And because of how many thousand of years have passed, like 18,000 I think, something like that, with a chapter and story going on, you pretty much have no idea. You pretty much just literally have no idea about it all. And again, Furina we have lost some people that got dissolved and everything. Furina have sacrificed a lot. Furina deserve a rest, literally. But then again, I really hope we can meet her at least. But yeah, that explains why she looked like this then. Later on, there is probably more stories for this, who knows. Yeah, and now we know as well, Nervlet got her dragon power left. The gnosis, well, don't have any purpose for him. Literally no purpose whatsoever. Because without the gnosis, he still got his power. The gnosis pretty much still got the Archon power, except, yeah, Nervlet is powered back to him, which is kind of still confusing for me, because I thought it's like stole their power, and you know, they cannot regain their power back. Yeah, now we know why all of the dragons literally are mad against the Archon, like the Volin, yeah, and the others, like, now we know, literally. Well, because the third Descender stole the power and, yeah, share it to all of the Archon. The 7th seeds. But with that being said, and there's a lot to wrap up. There are a lot that I want to talk about, but I already forgot. We'll just end it there. We already learned new character. Jingliu, Zereb, combine, become Skirk, is it? But yeah, Charlie is master. I think we also lost the vision on our inventory. Yeah, because need to give him back. and all of those jazz. With that being said, then Skirk also got his Master Blaster, which is kind of weird. So we're gonna go to Netherlands next. There is probably more story quests. Who knows? We got Furina story quest. This is where we learn, I guess, where she is going, where she is. I hope we can learn who is she. The next one's gonna probably be Traveler story quest, and yeah, as you can see, like interlude chapter, probably interlude chapter and then Traveler, if I know. So that being said, a long journey, 5 hours of time, and I'm probably gonna separate this part actually into two because it's already 2 hours. Subscribe, the like button, and well, that's the end of the story. Have a nice day or a nice night. Goodbye.
Time to shine!